my name is Johnston, and I study materials in the Institute for Gravitational Research. Now, today we're going to take a trip into or inside a gravitational wave detector. Now, to do that, we need to form an improvised orchestra, and that's where I'm going to need your help as volunteers. Now, it doesn't matter if you're not musically orientated. I mean, after all, I'm the conductor for this evening, and I'm tone deaf. So when I ask you, please just put your hands up just now. Let's see some interest, but I'm not going to take you just now. But hands up for volunteers, please, and I'll call you. We're going to need 6 of you, but just some hands up, and I'll identify you just now. So we've got one there, we've got one there, we've got yourself, 4, 5, and 6, or 6 right there as well. Okay. So just come up when I ask for you later on. Okay. Awesome. Right. So from the dawn of humanity, we've always led with our senses when we try to understand the universe. So when it comes to, from the evolution of telescopes, our vision of the night sky was propelled from this dark expanse into this bright, colourful nebula, as you can see up there on the screen, the top right. Now, when you're there, you might think, wow, I can float around, and I can take in maybe these alcoholic clouds. But the reality of it all is that the colours that we see there, well, they're all shifted so that we can see them and so we can appreciate them in our narrow band of vision. And well, to actually get enough alcohol to form a pint, it would take quite an unfathomably long amount of time to get all that. But let's not snap out of that dream just for the present moment. Let's not come away completely from this picture that we built of this clear vision, of the taste, but let's add something else to the mix. Let's add our hearing to it. And in particular, I want you to imagine that you can hear this cosmic symphony that we're going to create. Now, the sounds that we're going to hear are going to be, we're going to imagine that we can hear gravitational waves. Now, we're using it as an analogy. What they actually are is these cosmic whispers that come from the cataclysmic collisions of supermassive celestial objects. We're going to need to use gravitational wave detectors in order to pick them up. So we'll not go too much into these, but to just say that they are like cosmic hearing aids. Now, the function of these, if we imagine that we place them on our ears, I'm going to ask you to all do as listeners later on, is that they can amplify these tiny, tiny trace sounds. So what that means is that once we form our orchestra, it's not as if they're here, but it's as if we're able to hear them if the distance from here to Mars. Now, that's quite a far stretch away. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask for volunteers to, as you come up to the stage, and pick up an instrument. Just it helps rush you up, and there'll be ones that you're worried that you can't. So grab it and just stand in front of the face, please. Okay, and one more. Yeah, you're right here at the first. So what we're going to do with our hearing aids equipped is that we're first going to, inside the detector, we're going to hear all of the sounds that we hear. Now, we're going to hear a lot of noise that we don't want to hear, and it's my job as a conductor to help guide you, to help filter these out, and well, as you do with maybe your headphones, you have this filtering of the sound, this cancellation, and what we're going to do is ultimately try and arrive at this whistling soloist, and with that, that will be our gravitational wave. Okay, so we're going to go, on my command, I'm going to raise my hand, and we're all going to play at once, okay? Just to start and get a feel for it. We're all going to do it together, so don't worry, don't be too shy now, okay? So, when I raise my hand, let's give it a big little while, okay? You ready? 3, 2, 1, let them all hear. So I'm going to go up the mic. That's it. So those ones you want to swing around like that, and that you're going to get a big shake. And no, not the did you do. No. You got to go. Got to blow, and you got to blow some raspberries to this too. But right, what we'll do, I'll give you. We can each go one at a time, and we'll get the spotlight. We've not got one today. We'll put it on you, okay? You're up first, right? No pressure. Right. Let's see if we can hear what this noise is in the gravitational wave detector. When you're ready, 3, 2, 1, go. On first, sorry. Good stuff, thank you very much. Now, I think, if that's not clear to you guys, that's excess gas noise. Now, I swear I took all the gas out of the detector, but maybe I forgot. There was still a little bit coming out. What we want to try and do is make the detector almost like a vacuum in outer space. So yeah, thanks for playing, but that's enough for just now. Right, we're ready for you. You've got a hard follow-up. Maybe aim it up to them so they can hear it. Try again. Hey! Round of applause. Now, there still appears to be some air left in the detector. What that sound actually is, though, is that is radiation pressure. How did you guys not know? What that is photons, individual photons knocking into the detector and making noise. How that all works, well, that's all quantum stuff, but we can save that for the questions later on, if you find me. Right, we're ready. Give it a go. Shake it up and down. Louder, a bit louder. So to hear those individual molecules bouncing around, that's thermal noise. That's them shaking and together forming this collective hum. Now, at Glasgow, awesome. So at Glasgow, this scales with temperature. So in the future, we want to cool things down. This is something that I'm working quite closely with, but we're trying to cool things down in the future so that it's harder. If you imagine getting colder, it's just harder for you to move. It's just not. You're not going to be enjoying yourself as much. Not any more than just now. Thank you very much for playing. Right, so we want to go, when you're ready, just follow me and we'll go for it, okay? You ready? One on each arm, you ready? Probably split the arms, yeah. So let's start slow. So we see it's quite quiet. And then as we get faster, really move the shoulders with it, and it gets louder. So as we rise up in the frequency that she spins it, it gets louder. Now obviously we call that shock noise. And the reason, more quantum stuff, but honestly, I promise I'll not go there just now. You just need the buzzword. Right. This is an ocarina, if you don't know what it was. Okay. We'll tell you what it actually is. Right, so let's give it a bash. We're ready for it. You might want to use the...
Oh, okay.
Now it sounds kind of like a gravitational wave. You're doing your best, you really are, and I appreciate the effort. But I would think that's more of something what we call a glitch. Now it's something that's trying to imitate a gravitational wave. So you try again, and just try and, I'm going to give you some commands and I just want you to go with it, okay? So they might come from something like thunder coming down. Or it might be a dam, water rushing against a dam 100 kilometres away. Or it might be humans, it might be a truck on the highway distance away. Or you know what, that's fine, it might just be an animal, it could be a bird pecking on the detector. Something as that. Not too much. Thanks for playing. Round of applause, please. Right. We've got one left, okay. Let's give that a shot. Let's go, let's see what we got. Oh, I did it that way around, okay. Right. Let me just help you out there, okay. Let's see. That's why we couldn't hear it. What's that take? Right, so let's start, so let's draw all the way out with me. Right, okay, now, easy now, easy there. Just on. So now we're going to go slow. I'm going to tell you the speed that we're going to climb. So let's start off slow and let's go, and then just bring it, and then just, did you hear that? Let's go again. Now that doesn't sound like anything I've heard here enough. That's quite distinct, that sound. I think that's a gravitational wave. Give it again. Now that sound is carried for billions of years from the gravitational waves up here, the whistle that's fired all the way, and it's been a perfect time capsule in order for it to get here into our very ears. So thank you very much for playing. Good job, thanks. Round of applause again for all. Now, gravitational waves aren't really sounds. I've just used the analogy, but I think it's quite a useful one. We've done a bit of signal processing, we've filtered out some noises that we didn't want, we did try their best, and ultimately we arrived at this whistle sound that we wanted to hear. And so the events behind this, well, if you have massive celestial objects, it might move slower, or if it's smaller ones, it could move faster. So, looking forward, at Glasgow, we're working to improve the sensitivity of these detectors. So what does that mean? Well, that means that there might even be quite a lot of noises and signals that we detect all at once. So if you just close your eyes, we'll have a think about what that would sound like, okay? So if you can all close your eyes and imagine all these whistles at once. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh Why? Where did that come from? Everywhere. Unknown. Planted members of the audience. Who knows? So, what does that mean for me? Well, if I was back here, not here again, but if I was performing again, let's say the Armadillo, big orchestra, what that means when we're more sensitive is that means that you will all be there, of course, VIP tickets, and you'll be there and you bring your own instruments. You would know the script by now. You'd have rehearsed a bit more than this, and you'd all be giving it yaldi, you'd all be making noise, jumping up to perform, and I'd just be trying to quieten you down a little bit. But, yeah. Before we burst back into some more noise, just want to say thanks to all of the volunteers for coming up and playing, and also thanks to you guys for listening.